Good morning to you. Happy Thursday. We are all just saying, is it not Friday yet?
No, unfortunately, it's
yes,
not.
I've
It's
got
Friday.
one more day. Holiday
for that guy.
work-itis, I like to say. It's time to.
I'm off tomorrow. I'm ahead of the curve. These guys will catch up one day. Here's a look at the radar. I'm happy to tell you that we thought temperatures would hold steady overnight. Remember, they were about 40 degrees when you went to bed, and that did, in fact, hold true. So no issues with temperatures here in the valley. It's still around freezing, though, out in Hood River, where we have light snow being reported. We'll talk more about the gorge coming up in the show. Right now, just a few spotty light rain showers around the valley. Here are those steady temps real quick, just to put your mind at ease. 37 in Camas and Vancouver, 40 in McMinnville, so no reason to think that anybody is anywhere close to freezing this morning. Light shower chance, 38 at the bus stop out the door this morning. It's a day that goes on to be mainly dry. I just think we could see a spotty shower. 44 at noon, 46 with light winds when the kids get out of school.
All right, Rod, thank you. We'll check in with you soon. All right, breaking news this morning and a traffic alert. Sadly, we have confirmed with police 2 people are dead after this very massive rollover crash in North Portland. This is a live picture from photographer Eric there. This is on North Lombard and Chautauqua. This crash happened just before 3 a.m. Police say the car rolled and struck multiple things, including a utility pole. It was the only car involved. Again, we have confirmed with Portland police 2 people were killed. A third is critically injured. So Lombard is closed in that area of North Chautauqua while officers investigate. That closure likely to last for several hours, so you will need to avoid that area.
Also this morning, we have the latest on the spread of COVID in the Pacific Northwest. Dozens of cases are now linked to 4 recent high school wrestling tournaments in Washington. Devin Haskins is here with the details. So Devin, tell us some more about the schools affected.
Yeah, the tournaments took place in Lacey, Sumner, Puyallup, and Yelm. On December 4th, students from almost a dozen counties around Washington, including Clark and Cowlitz here in our area, attended the tournaments. Officials also say a high school in Oregon went to one of the tournaments as well. State Department of Health says at least 80 cases are linked to the tournaments. The outbreaks include both vaccinated and unvaccinated people.
At this point, we've given the affected schools who have been in touch with us guidance on pausing wrestling practices and associated activities until all the wrestlers and staffed and exposed personnel have been tested for COVID-19.
Washington State guidelines say masks are not required for fully vaccinated athletes practicing or competing in high-risk indoor sports such as wrestling. Masking is also not required for unvaccinated athletes as long as they are tested regularly. You can find more about the list of the tournaments on KGW.com.
Devin, thank you. Okay, between that outbreak and the pandemic in general, viewers are asking us a lot of questions about COVID.
Yeah, questions about things like booster shots and military vaccinations. Here's Kyle Aboshi with some answers.
As some members of the U.S. military face a deadline over vaccines, some people wondered, what's the vaccination rate of the Oregon National Guard? As of this week, a spokesperson said 80% of the total force for the Oregon National Guard has been fully vaccinated. Vaccination deadlines have varied throughout the military. Those with the National Guard have until June 2022 to be vaccinated, the longest lead time of any part of the military. Roughly 560 Oregon Guard members are seeking religious or medical exemptions. Those are being reviewed. Another question we're hearing, how many Oregonians have received an extra dose? More than 900,000, according to the Oregon Health Authority. That's about 27% of adults statewide. And if that seems low to you, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, those who got the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine need to wait 6 months after their second dose to get that third shot. So, depending on when you got vaccinated, you may not be eligible yet. And second, it's been less than a month since the FDA approved those booster shots for adults, so we can expect that number to increase in the coming weeks. And finally, some people are struggling and ask, where can I get a booster shot? The best thing you can do is use the state's vaccine locator tool. You can find that online at getvaccinated.oregon.gov. Simply type in your address and it will show you a map of nearby pharmacies and clinics where you can get that booster dose. Again, you can find that at getvaccinated.oregon.gov. Kyle Aboshi, KGW News.
Our own website has all those details about the booster shot that Kyle just mentioned and more. So if you just text the word booster to that number on your screen, 503-226-5088, we'll reply back with a link to that article on KGW.com.
An update now on firefighter staffing at the airport and the Port of Portland. We first told you back in October, 14 of the 41 members of Portland Airport Fire and Rescue were on leave who were refusing to get vaccinated against COVID. They had cited religious reasons. But when they were told that the department couldn't give them desk jobs away from patients, 9 of them got vaccinated. 1 is currently on medical leave and 4 still refused. And so they were laid off at the start of December. If airport firefighter staffing levels drop too low, the FAA wouldn't allow planes to land, effectively shutting down PDX.
The last of the child tax credit checks went out to families yesterday, so that program now expires in a couple of weeks coming up here at the end of the year. Oregon Senator Ron Wyden, though, attempted to get the U.S. Senate to approve a 1-year extension of the credit program. But the way he went about trying to get that extension was by attaching it to legislation blocking certain Chinese imports. That legislation was drawn up to counter China's genocide of Uyghur Muslims. Wyden objected when the bill's sponsor refused to add the tax credit extension, so in the end, neither of those efforts passed.
A concerning new report shows how many people died living on the streets of Portland last year, and it was a record high. 126 people died homeless in Multnomah County in 2020. That's up 11% from 2019. Hope Yamasaki's son is among them. Chris was 26 years old when he overdosed in a tent. His mom told us Chris was a happy child, but was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder as a young adult. She said getting treatment was next to impossible. That's when Chris turned to meth.
I feel so much guilt and sadness, but we desperately need dual diagnosis centers and walk-in detox, safe places for people to be who are on meth. And we need better options. Help is not as easy to get as many people think. There's just not enough resources available. The houseless matter. Those with mental health issues and addiction difficulties matter. Chris mattered. And he's loved.
It is just heartbreaking. Our 6 p.m. show, The Story, took a closer look at how the homeless are dying and also dug into what's being done to get more of them into treatment. You can watch that full report now on the KGW YouTube channel.
Rental assistance applications in Clark County opened up yesterday for low-income folks impacted by the pandemic. 400 applications went out and they were gone in 30 minutes. Officials say $700,000 in rental assistance is given out to 90 homes each week. The amount of money a renter gets depends on their situation. The program covers up to a year of assistance, and the renter or landlord can apply. Applicants will have to provide their address and the amount of rent they owe.
It's our friends and neighbors. It is the people who perhaps have never been in this situation before, who never expected to be in this situation, who have never experienced asking for help.
Households may only get the assistance once, so officials are asking people only apply one time. For more information, you can go to our website to see how you can apply. All right, let's check in on the temperatures this morning. How cold are we, Rod?
Good morning. Well, we're going to zip out to the gorge. I promised you we would take a look at that a couple of minutes ago. So here we go. 32 in Hood River, 31 in Odell. It's been light snow and actually light rain in some areas overnight. The forecast warms all of you up today, and this is very believable. So reports of up to 4 inches of snow is what I've seen in Hood River area. 39 your expected high today, and mainly dry weather this afternoon with some sunshine coming. Mostly sunny skies, by the way, expected out in the Dalles. Your winds will be light today. Here's the radar, and if you look carefully around Bonneville, down low, it's actually rain, and then kind of a mix of it's just kind of a mix of precipitation, period. But it's all light stuff. It's really tapered off. We had some problems overnight out on I-84 in eastern Oregon. Still pretty good snow rates around Pendleton, and this banks up against the Blue Mountains, so we're following that. Here on the west side, it's just light, spotty showers, mainly dry along the coast right now. And here are the other temperatures. Again, the story last night was we thought we'd hold steady. We did. So it's 40 Kelso, Portland, 42 Salem, 42 Eugene. No problems there. No cold pockets around anywhere either. Out east, different story. 17 in Burns. You folks will see partly cloudy skies of flurries. And by the way, if you are going to the beach or from the beach into the valley and driving over the Coast Range, here's Highway 26 at 1,400 feet. 32 degrees, still kind of icy, but snow levels will be rising to 3,000 feet today. Those temperatures will be warming by this afternoon. I don't see any problems with travel conditions over the Coast Range. Portland, generally a cloudy day that may give us some sun breaks, a spotty shower chance, light winds, 46 degrees. Tomorrow's also completely dry, 46. We still have the rain on Saturday. Right now, that's morning showers, a steady rain band. Currently on track for about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, then a wet night. That's your forecast.
All right, Rod, and here's a quick look at what's coming up next here on Sunrise. For starters, the connection between trees and our climate. We're going to hear from an Oregon State University professor who says cutting back on cutting down trees could help slow down climate change. But first, a new claim says mouthwash, gargling mouthwash, could be a remedy for COVID. Guess what? That's not true. Our Verify team explains why it's not true right after this.